not to be here. So first, I need to share my screen. I have a little slide. So the way this is going to work is, um, I'll share the slide first. I prepared a slide. I'll share that first before we go into the live review. Hope that's fine, Titi.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, my name is Oluwaseun. I'm a marketing comms professional, and I'm also the founder of Career Up NG. I do CV writing, LinkedIn optimization for professionals, and I've been doing this for over 5 years now. That's a little bit about me. I'm sorry that I may not be showing my face, right? I'm a bit shy and I'm a bit under the weather, so I may not show my face. If you want to see my real face, you can go to Instagram and you see the beautiful girl behind this voice, if you don't mind. Yeah. So um we are talking about game changing CVs, right? And then first is we are going to start with a little bit of housekeeping. I thought of doing a little bit of housekeeping because over the years I've seen clients come to me with some CVs, and then I wonder how they think about CV, right? So the first thing is I need us to start looking at our CV as a sort of visa, right? You know, if you want to travel to another country, especially a country that requires a visa, you are required to get it before moving into a new country, right? Then, so we should look at our CV as our own visa to getting a job. And then for me, I tell my clients a whole lot. It is not just about getting a job. I need you to get good job, good jobs, I mean, right? There are jobs and there are jobs. So I am I am a fan of great jobs, right? So I need you to get good jobs. So that is why I thought of doing a little bit of housekeeping before we move into the key elements of a good CV. I need someone to please confirm that you can hear me clearly, so that and you can see my slide, so that I'm not just talking to myself.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So, in terms of housekeeping, the first thing I want us to have in mind is clarity, right? Before you set out to write your CV, I need you to be clear about what you want. So, you're a salesperson, you're a partnership person, you're a tech salesperson, you're a business development person. The first thing you need to be sure about is, what do you want? You need to ask yourself that question. What do you want? What type of job do you want? What type of company do you want to work in? What type of industry do you want to work in? You need to be clear about these things first before you set out to write a CV. So you don't just start writing a CV without having clear goals in mind, right? For example, if I want to work with a client, the first thing I will ask you is, I need you to list the job titles you want me to work on, the industry you want me to work on, the type of company, and the type of job description you must have seen somewhere that you want me to work on. So the first thing is clarity. You need to be clear about what you want, the type of company, because I believe that any job is not a job, right? I've had clients that would say, please write a CV for me. And if I ask them, what type of job do you want? I don't know anything, any job. Any job is not a job, right? So first thing we have to have in mind is clarity. You need to be clear about what you want. So now ask yourself, what type of job are you looking at? Is it business development role? Is it an account executive role, account manager, tech sales executive role? You know why clarity is very, very important from the start? It helps you to focus your effort. It helps you to be clear about the content, the type of content that will be in your CV, right? It helps with relevance, right? You don't just write your CV anyhow, right? So second thing here I have here is brevity, right? It is not a must that you have a CV that is 5 pages long. Your CV does not have to. be very long, right? If a recruiter goes through your CV, they should be able to understand who you are, what you do, your competency within a few seconds of reading through your CV. If I have to be reading through your CV as if I'm reading a textbook, then I'll likely just throw it somewhere, right? So brevity is very, very important. You need to go straight to what you want to say. You need to be able to communicate with fewer words, right? The third thing I have here is on different jobs. So I've had people who would say, I have interest in tech sales, I have interest in product design, I also want to be a product manager, and you combine it in one CV, right? So it is advisable that you separate the CVs. For example, if you currently work as a product designer and you want to switch into tech sales, right? You don't add product design and tech sales together in one CV. You create separate CVs for them. For example, I have about 5 different CVs, right? Because I'm targeting different titles. So I have one CV per job. The only reason why you should have a CV that targets many things together is they are all in the same industry or they are all in the same niche, right? For example, you have, excuse me, for example, let's say you are targeting tech sales, you are targeting account management. Somehow, they could still work together a little bit because they're a bit related, or you are targeting tech sales and business development, right? They can still work together. But then if the core skills requirements and competencies are very different, right? You need to create different CVs for them. The fourth one here says you should read job description. So after clarity, the next thing I need you to do when you're creating your CV is to read job descriptions, right? Let me just say it this way. The best way to create a good CV is to be familiar with job descriptions, the job description that targets the role you want. So before you set out to write a CV, I need you to Google. Google is your friend, LinkedIn is your friend. Google that job. So let's say you're looking for an account manager job. You want to create a CV for an as an account manager. The first thing you should do is go to Google, type account manager roles in Lagos, account manager roles in the UK, account manager roles in Canada. Right. It will give you lots of search results. When you see those search results, you can open about 5 of them, about 5 tabs, and then read through the job descriptions. By the time you read about 5 to 7 of them, you will see similarities. Similarities in requirements, similarities in qualifications, similarities in competencies, right? So when you see these similarities, it will help you to streamline what to write on your CV, right? I also said you should identify recurring keywords here. The last housekeeping we're doing is to identify recurring keywords, because most job applications, especially if you are not applying via email, make use of keywords of ATS, right? So ATS is a software that filters by keywords. So the HR person must have put in some keywords into their system to say filter um CVs that have these keywords in them. So for example, let's say they want someone who understands the sales cycle or the sales process, right? Or they want someone who has competency in B2B sales or B2C sales, right? Then they put that keyword there. If it is not found in your CV, probably perhaps number of times that they want, it might filter out your CV, right? That is why I always advise to Google the job description and look for recurring keywords that you can use. So that's the housekeeping we are doing before we go into the key elements. Does anyone has a question for this part? Please let me know. Because I'm presenting, I can't see comments right now. So is there any question on this part, or should I just move ahead?
Okay, so someone Meadow has her hand up, and if there are
Okay.
questions, I will definitely like call your attention to it.
Okay, that's fine. So should I go ahead then?
Yeah, someone has Medo a hand up. Do you want the
Okay.
person to do it now?
Yes,
Or
please. Yes, please. So that we can take it at once.
Okay, good evening. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, please.
All right, you spoke about the ATS system. So I want to know, is there a measure that you can gauge your system against, gauge your resume against this ATS system that will be used for your resume? So by that I mean before actual submission, you can determine your average ATS score. Is there any measure like that?
Yes, yes. There are websites that allow you to upload your CV to measure. You put in the job description, and then you also upload your CV to measure how well your CV aligns with the keywords in that job description. Though I didn't include it here, I can look out for it and share it later if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Hope that
that's
answers
fine.
your question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, can you recommend them?
Yes, I just mentioned that I will look out for them. I used to use one website like that. I can't really remember the name right now, but I can look out for it and share it later on.
That'll be fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So let's move ahead. So we are moving to the key elements of a game changing CV, right? I before I start this, I need to mention that this is 2024, right? So there are major things that you need to have on your CV if you really want it to be quite appealing to the recruiters. And when you're creating your CV, I want you to have it at the back of your mind that you are telling a story. I call it career storytelling. You're not just writing a CV to just say, oh, this is what I do, this was where I worked. You're telling a story. You are telling someone who doesn't know anything about you to be able to pick you for a role within few seconds of viewing your CV. You want them to pick you. This person is a stranger. They don't know you. So how best can you tell your story in a way that will be appealing, in a way that will be valuable? And that is why I always tell people that you should show value up front. So when you're creating your CV, value should be at the back of your mind. You should ask yourself, if I were to be a business owner, would I hire myself? If you look at your CV and you were a business owner, would you hire someone with your type of CV? That is how I look at my own CV, right? So let's move into the key elements of a game changing CV. So the first thing we all know, you have to include your contact details, your name, email, phone number, LinkedIn URL, your portfolio. That is why you should optimize your LinkedIn profile too, so that you can add your LinkedIn URL. If you have a portfolio, you can always include it. So the second part is your profile summary. So for me, profile summary is very, very important because it's more or less like a paragraph where you tell me your story. You tell me who you are, what you can do, what you have achieved, what else, probably your qualification, right? That is what a profile summary is, right? It captures the whole of your essence in about a paragraph in a very, very concise way. The next thing is core competence, right? Core competence, I for my clients, I usually divide them into two, right? I deal with the technical skills, those are the core skills, and your soft skill, right? So as a salesperson, what are your core competences? What are the things that have to do with that field? What are the things that you should know, right? Probably you should be able to use a CRM, you should be able to understand business development, so circle. Probably you are good with B2B sales. Probably you're familiar with SaaS products, right? Um, you've sold products before, or probably it's hardware products you've sold before, right? Whatever it is, you should be able to let us know your core competency, right? They should be relevant to the job title that you are targeting. Your core competencies should be related to the job title you are targeting. So you shouldn't have core competencies that are not related to the job title that you're targeting, right? So the second part of core competency are your soft skills, right? What are soft skills? Your ability to collaborate with people, team leadership, um communication, ability to work remotely, and all of that, right? Then you could include your tools. What tools can you use? Probably you're good with Zoro, you are good with Zendex, you are good with which other one, Engage, any of those CRM tools that you're familiar with. You can use them. Collaboration tools, you are good with Slack, you are good with Teams, you are good with Google Suits. You could include them to show that you're familiar with all of these tools, right? Then I mentioned here that if you are aiming for remote role or global remote role, international role, you should be familiar with remote work tools. I do this for most of my clients that are targeting global remote roles, right? Because the people you want to work with, they are in other time zones, so they should be able to know that, oh, I'll be able to reach this person. This person can be able to use this particular tool, right? So you should indicate that you are able to work remotely. You are familiar with working, collaborating with team members across other time zones, right? So you should indicate that. Next here is your professional experience. So the way I do it is to go from the latest to the oldest work experience, so that anyone that is reading can see that, oh, this is your current role, this was what you did before, right? And your job responsibilities. Now I need to mention that when you are writing your professional experience, right, you don't just write your job responsibility and say um I sold software products to companies in Lagos. Yeah, that was what you were paid to do, right? But then how did you add value when you were discharging that responsibility? So you should be able to tell us that I sold software products worth $10,000 within 6 months of resuming my job. It shows me that you're a performer, you're an achiever, right? So you should be able to write your job responsibilities in terms of numbers, in terms of percentage, in terms of impact and results. Even if it is not quantifiable, you should be able to show us how you've made impact, right? At the end of what you did on your job, what was the impact to business goals, right? I know most companies share their business goals at the beginning of the year, right? To say we want to increase revenue by 50% by Q2 2024. Now you break it down to your own role. How did you contribute to business goal, right? Look at your KPI. How did you contribute to business goal, right? And this is why you should always document your achievements on the job, right? It is always good to have a brag sheet or a brag document every week. You can tell yourself that every week, every Friday, I will think through what I've done within this week and write it down. What did I achieve on the job this week? You know why? It's good to have a brag sheet, not just for your performance evaluation, quarterly evaluation, but for your CV too, so that when you're writing your CV, you can't possibly remember. If you have worked in a role for like a year, you can't remember everything you've done, right? So, but if you have a brag sheet, it is very easy for you to go back to it and say, this was what I did on the job, and then you impute it into your CV, right? So you can show impact through percentage, show impact through numbers, show impact through the results you achieved. So okay, the other elements we have here is your education. Had your education, the schools you've been to, your certifications, professional memberships. I've had lots of clients ask me that, oh, I'm still doing this course, should I include it in my CV? Yes, please include it. You can just put it there that you are graduating by October 2024. It shows that you are committed to professional growth, you are committed to learning, right? It shows that you are a good professional, right? So you should include them if you have been involved in fellowships, if you've gotten an award, if you have multiple if you can speak multiple language or you can communicate in multiple languages, please include them, especially for people who are targeting global roles, right? Because if you want to work with a multinational or a global company, to be nice to have other languages, right? So you can always include them, right? So next thing is to flaunt your achievement, whatever your achievement is. If you came out with a first class, please add them to your CV. There's no point hiding your achievements, right? It doesn't do you any good if you hide your achievements. Oh, I don't want to brag. You should brag actually, right? So include all of these things in your CV. It gives you more potential, right? And then the next thing I said here is that every work experience is useful but not needed. Right. So I know that many people have done other jobs that are not related to sales, that are not related to account management, business development. Yes, I understand. While those jobs could have given you transferable skills, not everything should be included in your CV, especially because of length, right? If your CV is becoming too long, it would be nice to cut it a bit. So, for example, let's say you've had 10 years of experience, 10 years of work experience. It would be nice to reduce it a bit. So, what you can just do is just to add the title and the name of the company and just write a one liner to just show that this was what you did on the job. You don't have to list all of your responsibility, right? Then once you are done with your CV, please get someone to proofread because you might not be able to detect some errors on your own. You need a third eye to go through it, right? Look out for your contact details. Be sure that they are correct because I've seen some people's CV that they make mistakes in their email and their phone number because you can't do all of this work, you can't do all of this research, and at the end of the day, the recruiter is unable to reach you because there's an error in your email. It might sound like a little thing, right? But then it's very, very important, right? So those are the key elements. So now we're moving into the common mistakes to avoid. The first thing is to avoid a generic CV. Please don't use a generic CV if you're applying for jobs, especially if you want great jobs. Because I assume that everyone on this call wants a great job. You don't just want any shabby job, right? So don't use a generic CV when you're applying to jobs. Use a tailored CV. Your CV should be tailored to the job title you are targeting. You should think of relevance. Is this CV relevant to the job I'm applying for? It's not that a recruiter puts out a job advertisement for let's say an account manager, and you are sending the CV of a product designer. In your mind, you are just like, let them just use it like that, please, please. I can't write another CV. No, you should have different CVs. I mentioned it earlier during the housekeeping. You should have different CVs for different roles that you are targeting, right? So second mistake to avoid is in terms of design, you should limit design. I, for one, for all of my clients, I don't do design. I do normal Microsoft Word text. That is what I do. You know why? Many ATS, they can't read designs, they can't read graphics. So if you upload a graphic CV into ATS, it may not be able to detect what you've written in there. So I would advise write your CV in Microsoft Word and save as PDF. Saving as PDF is just to guide from scattering the content, right? So I think that's just the best. For pictures, you don't need pictures on your CV unless they ask you to specifically add picture to it, right? Personal details, I've seen CV where people add their gender, religion, tribe, hometown, and all of that. You know why this is not good? It's just because it can lead to biases, right? Some people have biases against a particular religion, a particular tribe, a particular gender, right? So they might not want to pick you if you put in all of these details. The only exception is if you're applying for a government job. I know that government jobs usually require all of these details, right? That is just the only exception, right? So you should leave out all of these details. Leave out your academic grade if you are not proud of it. If you came out with a grade that you are not really proud of, it is best you entirely leave it out. Let the recruiter do their own judgment, right? Don't give them that opportunity to be biased. Yeah. So next thing is to leave out irrelevant hobbies. I once got a CV and the person wrote fellowshipping with the saints as their hobbies. Then I kept on asking myself, how does fellowshipping with the saints affect the job you want to come and do in this company, right? So please leave out hobbies that are not relevant, right? Then your home address, please. I always advise that you use your area, your state, and your country because of insecurity, right? So if you're writing your CV, instead of putting number 10, William Street, Surulere, Lagos, I would advise just add Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria. That is better so that somebody will not come and kidnap you in your house, right? So yeah, that's the last part for the mistakes to avoid. So what I just did was to add some resources here for tech sales that you can always go through at your own time once I share these slides. Yep. So I've come to the end of my presentation. I intend to make it very short so that we could have enough time for the live CV review. Please, if you have questions, let me know.
All right, thank you so much, Oluwaseun. I've really enjoyed this, and I love how straight to the point it was. Straight pointers, even newbie turns it. You can easily pick some of these things, right? And it's up their feet. Before we get right into CV stage, so guys, first off, if you've shared links to your CV, please grant access to it. And if you haven't, if there's enough time, it's not too late. You can also drop the link to your CV chat box, just as I've said in the chat box. Okay. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. All right, you. Which if so, the CVs that have been shared would only be reviewed if you are currently in this session. Okay. Someone has a question. Joshua is asking, what would be an ideal number of responsibilities to list for each role?
Okay. Hi, Joshua. So for me, I try to limit it to just about five, right? I go straight to the point. I restrict it to just about five because when it becomes too long. So I understand that for salespeople, you guys deal with a lot of achievements. So I've written lots of sales CV. So most times what I'll just do is I'll write the responsibility just about 3 points or 4 points. Then I had another section to say key achievements, right? So I list the achievements, probably just about two. I try to shorten, but I think making it concise is quite good. I'll stick to five. Yeah. But if you don't have up to five, it's fine.
All right. Can we start with the review? I have Olumide up on my screen. Do you prefer to share from your end, or would you like me to share from?
Okay, are they on that list? Can I just open from that list so that I can see it from here?
Yes, I marked the session.
Okay, I can see Olumide. I need access to open it. . Or if you can open from your end, it's fine. You can just project it so that we read to go. Okay.
Let me
Hi, Olumide. Yes, I can see your screen. Is Olumide on the call? Okay, so for every CV we are reviewing, it would be nice to have the owner on the call so that they can respond at the same time.
He was like 2 seconds. I saw him like 2 seconds. So I think he's okay. Yeah, he's here. Hi, Olumide. Um, can we proceed, or are you on the call? Because it's here at the moment. I don't know why it's not.
Probably network issue.
I don't know the network. Ready? All right, so we can also proceed with you know, I hope I'm spelling that correct. If I am not pronouncing it correctly, I apologize. They know it's on the call as well. I project writing. All right. Hi, I don't know. Can you hear me? Please on mute. And let me know if I'm spelling it, if I'm pronouncing your name correct. So, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you, Titi. I'm waiting for the owner of the CV to respond so that we can start.
Okay, is on the call. I don't know why. Yes, please, Oluwa, put it. Cheers. Let's get ready to this. Hello, Oluwa, good evening. Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you, Titi.
No, the Oluwa says he or she wants to share. So please go on ahead. If who have dropped their CVs are not able to speak up.
Okay.
Hi, Titi and Seun. I dropped my CV actually. I submitted it on the form.
So the reason I can't find it here. I can't find it here.
Come
Sorry,
again.
would you be sharing here in the chat box?
I should
So it's not
reshare it in the chat box,
found
right?
it. Yeah, found it. Found it.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Latifa.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Yes, it has been really, really insightful. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge.
You're welcome. So let's do this. Okay. Mhm. So you are targeting UI UX designer roles, right?
Yes.
Okay. So your summary says data informed UX designer with a unique blend of creativity, empathy, resourcefulness. Accurate user centered functional. This seems nice, but then just to be on the safer side, we need to be sure. When you Google UI UX designer roles, what location are you targeting?
Location,
Yes.
both local and international jobs.
Okay, I need you to be specific with the country. It will help us.
US and Nigeria,
Okay.
basically.
Okay. So from my hand, I'm Googling UI UX designer jobs in the US. So what I'm trying to do is to open up job descriptions and see what you have written here. They seem nice, right? But then if we open up job descriptions, the things you've written here, are they the exact thing that the recruiter is looking out for? You know, to us, our design may seem sweet to read and all of that, but then are those the keywords that the recruiter is looking out for? Do you get it?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So now I opened a job description here, and I can see that they are saying the responsibility is to define the visual style position of design guideline, blah 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 blah, something like that. They are saying they want someone with experience in designing quality consumer products, right? They want someone with user-centered design portfolio. They want someone who has experience with prototyping tools, Marvel, InVision, Azure, Sketch, Adobe Suite, Craft, blah blah blah, InVision, right? So I would have expected that your CV would have shown something like data informed UI UX designer. I'm trying to read it along the line of this job requirements. UI UX designer with experience in designing quality consumer products, something like that. This is just an example, right? It does not necessarily mean that this is where you focus on. Do you get it, Latifa?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So I will now say, as 5 years experience in using prototyping tools such as Azure, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, Sketch, Adobe Suite, blah blah blah, InVision, right? Experts in agile software development process with results in user research, usability testing, A/B testing. By the time we are done writing this out for you, right, you would see that your summary would show that you're an expert in UI UX design, you know the right tools to use, and you're familiar with the process, the right process, right? So your summary is good, but it could be better. So that when a recruiter is reading it at once, they don't even need. So what I'm trying to say is that your summary, you don't want a recruiter to go through the whole of your professional experience before they know that you are the right person for the job. That is the essence of your profile summary. Do you get it? The recruiter, don't allow the recruiter to go down your work experience before knowing that you are the best person for the job. Just by reading your profile summary, they should know that I am picking this person. So for your type of CV now, what the recruiter should just do is read through your professional summary and then go through your portfolio, and then you have the job already. That's how it works, right? Even if they want to just go through your job experience, it's just for formality's sake. Let's see what she has done. Let's see what. So can we scroll down a bit? Let me look through your for your technical skills. Okay, I can see your tools. Okay, you have tools here: Figma, InVision, blah 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 blah. Blah. I would have preferred if you grouped your tools, group them into design tools, collaboration tools, and whatever type of tool you use again, instead of just listing Figma, InVision, Trello. Let me know what they are meant for, right? These are the design tools you are good with. These are the collaboration tools you are good with, right? So let's go through your work experience. Designed a revolutionary event application concept into visual. Okay. Can we scroll down a bit? For your work experience, I can see what you've done, but then I can't really see the impact. The product you designed, what was it used for? What impact did it make? What problem did it solve for the users? Right? How did you contribute? We need to see it. It might not be quantifiable. I know that could be a problem sometimes. You might not be able to quantify it in terms of numbers or percentages, right? But just try to think that when people are using these products that I worked on, what are they looking to achieve? What goals are they looking to achieve? Then you now blend it into your own result, into your own impact. I designed this product, and it is, let's say it's a software product. Let's say it's a CRM for companies. Let's say the CRM helps them to be able to know the number of deals they've done part time. Let's say probably before they didn't know the number of deals they were working on before. Now they are able to know the number of deals, they're able to quantify it and all of that. So you can say your impact, that you were able to save them 50% of their productivity time through your impact, something like that. Just be creative, right? So that someone who is going through your responsibilities can say, oh, this person is valuable, this person knows what they are doing. Then the bottom line, I'm very sure that the product design team, the design team you work with, they would have had their own quarterly goals, right? And they carved out your own KPI out of that goal. Now you look back, think, for everything you've done, how did you contribute to your team's goal? If the bigger goal was to I'm not really familiar with how product design works, right? But let's just say if the goal was to create 50 new interfaces for a product or an app, right? And you guys were able to achieve 80%, and your own contribution was 20% to it, you've done a big deal, right? So whenever you're writing your responsibility, always think in terms of results, in terms of impact, in terms of value, right? So let's go down a bit. Let's go down a bit. Yeah, you added your certificates, your work experience, but then at the beginning I could not see the number of years of experience you have. So please add that to your summary. You're a UI UX designer with over 5 years of experience in blah 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 blah, so that upfront I can know, the recruiter can know whether this person fits into the type of person they want. So, for example, and you know why it is good to add your years of experience, so that you might be looking for a mid-level role that probably you are aiming at them paying you over 700,000 naira or 800,000 naira, but because you did not package it very well, they might go and pick you for an entry level role that probably they're looking for someone to pay 100,000 naira, right? So it's by the time you package your CV and a recruiter sees that this person means business, they will even be scared to price you anyhow, right? So your personal projects, yes, this is nice. Yes. Okay, I think this is fair enough, right? This is fair enough. Hi, Titi.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. From the point of view, I feel like a place that you set like,
I'm not sure I can hear you clearly.
okay. How about now?
Yeah.
So I said, for people who designed or developed or products that are already launched, and it's like people are using, I always go to this store to see how many times. stuff to be develop their current business. I want to believe that you also add to your network. What do you think?
I'm not sure I can hear you clearly, right? Are you referring to products that have not been launched?
Okay, how about
It's still dragging somehow. I can't hear you clearly.
okay? I'll just put it in the chat box.
Okay, this is better now.
Okay, great. So I said for people who designed or worked on products that have already launched, going to
Okay.
the Google Play Store to see how many downloads the app has. Something that you can also add,
Yes.
to
Yes.
when she was
Yes.
on
Yes.
numbers to add to your CV. You can
Yeah.
also use that to quantify. I designed this product, I worked on this particular project, and today he has this number of users and stuff like that. And even if you're
Yes.
a salesperson that also sold that kind of product, you can say currently he has this number of users, it's impacted this number of so people and all of that.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Titi, for adding that. Yes, that makes sense too. Yes. Yeah, you
I
can go
like
ahead,
it.
please.
Thank you. Okay, so for somebody that majority of their projects have not launched and then they signed an NDA on most of these
Mm.
projects, so it's like limits, our ability to like talk about the project or the product per se. So what do you advise in cases like that?
Mm. I'm not quite sure of how to answer this sincerely,
Okay, that's quite
right?
familiar.
Yeah, I think that's for freelancers, mostly freelancers, right?
No, it's not. So you're
Yeah.
you're made to sign NDAs for products that have not yet launched. So we are still like currently
Okay.
I
developing the
understand.
products and everything exactly.
I understand.
Idea stuff. Yeah.
So we work on products too in my company. We build products, and if it's not launched, you definitely cannot talk about it. If you talk about my
Yeah.
client's product I brought to the company, and then the company
Mm.
built, and I see it on a designer's profile, I'm gonna go crazy on you because we signed, not only an NDA, we signed agreements that put us in a position where you can't talk about the product yet. So in cases like that, problems, most times you want to pick jobs, it's always really nice to work for projects that it won't be shelved after building because then you can't talk about it. So there's that as well. There's that challenge as well. So you can maybe just
Yes.
talk briefly
Yeah.
about it and say, you built a project in the auto tech industry. Nobody can arrest you for that. There are plenty of products in the auto tech industry. But then you can just like say, maybe during the interview and say things like, you might not talk much about it. However, you've had experience in that kind of field. But then that would always be, maybe in your summary, you can write, experience in auto tech, fintech, just so tech and stuff like that. You might not just be able to like drill down into the exact product and then the exact thing that it does. Yeah, you want to say something? Latifat?
Yes. I was going to say that actually the three products I listed here, or the three experiences I listed here are actually based on NDAs. So
I see.
yeah.
I see. So in just cases like that, you can just put, maybe in your summary, experience, 5-year experience in so industry, fintech, in health,
Yes,
health
I
tech.
was going to mention that it is nice to also add the industry you've worked in. It shows that you've had diverse experience, right? So you are a UX designer in the finance field, health tech, is it agri-tech, whatever industry you've worked in, please add them. It shows that you're a very diverse person and you're able to think through across industries. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you get to now explain better during the interview,
Mm.
at a glance, just like Shion said, they can pick
Yeah.
it and say, okay, uh, we'll find out more in the interview, but at least I think I want to listen to this person.
Yes. So I mentioned it earlier at the beginning that the essence of your CV is like a visa, right? It should get you into the door. If your CV is not getting you interviews, invites, then something is wrong. You need to adjust that CV. The only exception is if you're overqualified for a role and or probably you're not the exact type of person they want, but your CV should be landing you interviews. But if you don't get the job at the end of the day, that would mean probably you didn't do well in the interview or the assessment you were given. But to say that your CV is not landing you interviews, then you need to work on your CV.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
so I think we are
Seun,
done with
yeah,
Latifa's
we're
own.
done with Latifat. So Seun talked
Yeah.
about
Thank you so
Latifat
much.
adjusting the summary, making more data driven, easy to glance through your quality of experience, years of experience, all of those things. Talk about numbers, talk about being able to quantify the impact of what you've done, right? And then being able to break down your tools into classifications, right? Design tools, collaboration tools, stuff like that. So we're going up next to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, let me know that you're on the call and that you're ready to speak.
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. After Elizabeth, there's Michael. Michael, please let me know if you are on the call and then you're available to talk. Michael, sorry. Let me put it in. Okay. Michael Nakwe, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please let me know if you are available to speak. You're supposed to go right after Elizabeth. If not, then we can get on to the next person. Hi, Elizabeth.
I Tiffany.
Over to you.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good too. So, Elizabeth, from your CV, just looking at your CV, I don't know who you are,
Okay.
right? Because I can't see, it's not saying anything per se. Tisi, we still need to stay at the top, right? So from this alone, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do. So now I am asking you, what what do you do? Who are you? What job title are you targeting?
Okay. That would be for the summary, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry for that. I'm currently working and I'm trying to undo both at the same time. So
Okay, that's fine.
to answer your question,
Hi,
so
Elizabeth, if
the
you're
role
speaking, I can hear you.
okay, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so the role I'm looking to get, or that I can say that I've worked as from my CV, will be sales development representative.
Okay. And what role are you targeting currently? If you had to get another job right now, what role do you want?
A sales development representative role. Yes, and possibly something in sales and partnership, maybe like an internship or entry level role.
Okay, entry level sales and partnership role, right? So, Elizabeth, the first thing you need to do is to add a profile summary to the top
Okay.
of this place before your work experience. So you can write it there to say sales and partnership enthusiast, something like that. Or if you already have, okay, can we scroll down a bit? Let's see the number of experience she has. February 2024, August 2023, 2023, February 2022. Okay, so Elizabeth, the first thing you need to do is you need to calculate all of this experience that you have already so that we can
Okay.
know what you have. So you can now say sales and partnership enthusiast with 2 years of experience um of, I don't want to use the word sell. I'm always avoiding the word sell. But permit me, please, let me use it right now. With 2 years of experience in selling software and hardware products in the finance industry.
Okay.
Expert at yeah, B2B, B2C sales, code calling. Please permit me, it might not be relevant to you, but that's what is just coming to my head. Experts in code calling, using CRM tools, blah 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 blah. Because you're an entry level person, right? It would be nice to show that you have great soft skills. So you could have team player, willing to learn new skills and
Okay.
grow in the industry, something like that, something around that area, right? Then before writing your summary, you could have a title. I forgot to mention that to Latifa. You can have a title at the top, the title you're targeting. So you can have sales and partnership executive at the top as a title before you even write the profile summary. You know what that does?
Okay.
When you upload your CV to a software, it picks up the title immediately that your CV has the title they are looking for, right? So once you are done writing that profile summary and the title, you can move next to your core competencies. So those are your skills, right? So you make a list of them in bullet form. Make a list of them in bullet form, right? Before you get to this work experience, right? So can we scroll down now? And I feel like this work experience, you need to trim them a bit, just a little bit. Trim them a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't expect you to have lots of numbers and achievements on your CV because it is entry level, right? So can we scroll down a bit? Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. I feel like your CV needs to be okay. So you have skills here. You could have put them at the top so that one can see them immediately. But then you need to divide them. I can say soft skills together with your core skills, with your technical skills. So you need to divide them into two.
Okay.
And your CV needs to be more aligned, right? It's looking a bit scattered, right? So you can make it more aligned, right? That's all you have. Okay. For some people, they usually had references, probably no, but I don't usually advise it, right? For security reason, you shouldn't put out people's email address and phone number so that they are not at risk, right?
All
Yeah,
right.
I think those are the adjustments you need to make. So what you can do, Elizabeth, is to Google entry level sales and partnership roles, especially in the location you are targeting. So if you are targeting Lagos, Google sales and partnership roles in Lagos, and you can open about 5 of them, both on LinkedIn and on Google search results. Read good the job descriptions and use it to align your CV depending on the location. Yeah,
All right.
I think that would be all. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, you're welcome, Elizabeth.
All right, there's Oluwaseun here. Hello, Oluwaseun, are you available to speak?
Yes. Good
Hi,
evening.
Hi,
good evening.
Oluwapelumi. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
So the first question I'm going to ask you, what exactly are you targeting? What role are you targeting?
Technical support, like IT support.
I can see UI UX design in your summary. I can see SEO. SEO is digital marketing. I can see cyber security. I can see web development. Which one do you want to do? I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but which one do you want to do?
IT support. IT support.
So if you are looking for IT support, you need to rewrite this. Titi, can I see the summary now? You need to rewrite this summary. This summary is everywhere but nowhere, right? Because you are putting in lots of different fields. You're putting them together. So if you have other skills that are in SEO, in digital marketing, web development, and all of that, you can create a separate CV for that. Do you get? Instead of using just one CV to target everything. So the first thing I need you to do is to rewrite this summary. This summary is everywhere. So you need to write it to show that you're targeting IT support. So if you Google IT support role, let me do a quick Google. You said IT support, right?
Yes, it did.
Yes, IT support.
Yes. What location are you targeting?
US and Nigeria.
Where exactly in Nigeria?
Lagos.
Okay. We need to be specific because let me
Because
see.
I
Let me
hear a
see.
lot of people saying, when we have locations, saying US and Lagos. I think if you're going to be targeting a US company, the way you would align your CV
Will be
might
different
would
actually.
be
Yes.
different. So you
I
can't
wanted
use
to
the same
mention that.
CV. Because I hear a lot of people
Yeah.
saying that on the call, right?
Mm.
Because the things that a Nigerian recruiter would be looking for, or the way they would look at a CV, might not be the
It's
exact
different.
same
Yeah. Yeah.
way
Yeah.
that a
So
US recruiter would look at it. So you would need to have two different CVs for that.
yes, probably I just need to mention that when I write CVs for people targeting jobs in Nigeria, it is quite different from when I'm writing CVs for people targeting jobs in the US and in the UK because the requirements are quite different and what they are looking out for is quite different. So we need to mention that, right? But then I'm looking at this with a high of at least suitable for Nigeria and a little bit suitable for remote role because I understand that many people want to get remote roles, right? So for Pelumi now, IT support, I just googled now and I can see one IT support role here. They said they want someone with experience in LAN and LAN installation and other computer networking. They want someone with good knowledge of hardware, software installation, and troubleshooting, right? So I would have expected that your CV should say Pelumi is a dedicated IT support professional with 4 years experience in LAN installation, computer networking, and software installation, right? As expert in troubleshooting, blah blah blah, providing support, providing solutions to malfunctions, blah blah blah, something like that, right? It is more direct and specific than what you have here, right? Then talking about your background, right? There are times that I've written profile summary that I leverage the person's background. So if your background really gives you an advantage, I'm referring to what you studied in school. If it really gives you an advantage for that role, it would be nice to talk about the background because I can see a strong background in psychology here, right? If it is something that you think is worth it for that role, you can say you leverage strong background in psychology in providing technical support for over 100 employees a tech at a technology company, something like that, right?
Okay.
It makes more sense that way, right? Then going to your skills, this thing looks mumbled up, right? So you need to put space. You need space in these skills, right? So I can see that you categorize them: technical skills, data management skills, project management skills. This is nice, right? But communication should come down, and they are not even communication skills, they are soft skills. They are the soft skills that you have, so it should come down. Your technical skills should come up first. That's what they are going to hire you for. It should come up first, then followed by the other data management. Don't you think data management is just one skill under your technical skill instead of categorizing it?
Okay. Okay. No problem.
No, I'm asking you a question. You are the expert in your field right now. How does it work in your field?
Data protection too is part of the a technical skill, I guess. So I would just
Okay. Project management too is just one. I don't really see any reason why you should list it or categorize it, I mean. Then design and implementation. Does UI UX design skill, does it align with your core competence as an IT support person?
No, no, no.
It doesn't. So you need to remove it from this CV. If you want to do your UI UX design thing, then you should create a separate CV for that. Yeah. So we can scroll down a bit. Okay, troubleshooted and resolved issues relating to operating system, contributing to a 15% reduction in downtime. This is beautiful. Now, this was what I was referring to. He mentioned what he did. He mentioned the product he used it on, and he mentioned how it resulted, how it made impact. So this is nice. Yeah. Let's scroll down a bit. Yeah, I feel like this is too long. You can just reduce these responsibilities, reduce them a bit. Yeah, pick the most important, like top 5 or top 6 responsibilities and
Okay.
add them. Yeah. Then I forgot to mention that there's something else I do, right? Under the company name. Sometimes I do this mostly for international roles because when you write the name of the company, so let's say you work with especially if the company is not very popular, you work with a company. Sometimes I write a line about what the company on what the company is about, because the recruiter is not a Nigerian. They don't know what the company is about. So I'll let them know. So for example, let's say we are writing about Alliance Chemicals, right? I can just say leading chemical company in Nigeria with over $100,000 in revenue, something like that, just to make them understand that I did not work with a small company. I am working with a big company. So it will help them to be able to rate me. And sometimes when I write that, I put a link to the website of the company.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I do this for international CVs because the recruiter doesn't know anything about the company I worked. So I just do that to help them have an idea of where I'm coming from. Yeah. So let's
Okay.
scroll, let's scroll, let's scroll.
Okay. Sorry. What if in a situation where for that same company you handled multiple roles, like this Alliance Chemicals now? I did WordPress for them. I did SEO specialist. I also occupied the office of the IT guy. Also occupied the office of the M365 guy. So how do you?
I don't really know how that works, but you should do one thing part time in your role, right? But then I understand that there are roles where you might have to handle different things different times, right? So what I would just advise it, tailor your CV to suit the title you are targeting first. Let that be your concern, because you've done that type of role before. Do you still want to go and do that type of role in another company? Do you want to do multiple jobs in a
Not
role
at all.
in another company? No, you don't want to do that. So I wouldn't want you to project jack of all trade thing on your CV, so that they will not go and hire you and will say and start saying shebi at your previous job you supported them with SEO, you did this, you did that, so that you don't get burnt out. But if you want them to know that you have multiple skills beyond what is here, you can just look for a part down to say other transferable skill and list those ones. I think that works because
Okay.
at the
Now.
interview,
Okay.
yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So the other transferable skills will be at the top or at the bottom of the CV.
It should be at the bottom, please, because
Okay.
you are
Okay.
looking for IT support role, not because do you want them to hire you for those other roles?
No, not at all.
Uh-huh. So left to me is either you completely remove them or just to let them know that, oh, outside of this scope, I can do this. But then if you say you can do it, the day they need somebody to do it, they'll come and jump pack the work on your table. Yeah. So let's go down. Let's go down a bit. Let's go down a bit. SEO specialist. Hmm. So all of this role now, you did them at the same time, right?
Yes, at the same time.
I feel I would suggest you take out this SEO specialist thing because you did it at the same time with that IT support one, right?
Yes.
I would suggest it unless you still want to get this type of job. I mentioned it during my presentation that all work experiences are good, but not all of them should be listed. Not all of them are relevant. You don't have to list this SEO specialist thing if you are not targeting SEO role, unless you are still looking for an SEO role, then it is fine. Or probably if you still have interest in SEO, why don't you create a separate SEO CV?
Okay.
Do you get it, Oluwapelumi?
Yes. 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 I understand.
Yeah, so please separate them. They are two different things entirely. Yeah, can we
Okay.
go down a bit? WordPress developer, QA tester, UI UX designer. You were a QA tester and UI UX designer at website techie at the same
Website.
time.
Yes.
Hmm. QA tester is different from UI UX designer, right?
Yes. Yes.
So instead of listing it, why don't you infuse it into just one and pick three job responsibilities from QA testing, pick three from the UI UX design thing, and make it six just job responsibilities instead of having two separate roles.
Two separate roles. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Can we go down? It is psychology. Okay. We can go down. Okay, I love how you listed your certifications. Okay, that's fine. Then at the end of your CV, this is for everyone. You can always add the languages you can speak. It's good so that they will know that okay. Then you can show the level of competency. Are you a native speaker of English or is it just basic knowledge you have? Because many of these global roles or let me say recruiters, foreign recruiters, they might assume that you are not from an English speaking country. So it would be
Okay.
nice to put your language there. Put your language. If you can speak English, put English and put the level of competency. I think there are about 5 levels of competency from basic to native or bilingual speaker, right? So pick the level of competency you have and add it there so that they can know that you can communicate and speak with team members in English language. If you can speak German, please put the level of competency too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be all for Oluwapelumi.
Thank you so much.
You're
All
welcome.
right. So we're going next to praise.
Hi, Praise.
Hi, praise. Are you there?
Hi, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So, Praise, what role are you targeting and what location?
Okay, so for me, I'm actually looking to get like internship roles for now. And location would be in probably Nigeria, because or like a remote work. But I've not really I know that you made corrections about tailoring CVs to fit like a particular country. So I've not really put that into consideration. But yes, um Nigerian companies for now, but also remote. I think I'll create another one for like remote work.
Okay. Okay. You have a professional summary. The sales intern part should come down. Not it shouldn't be with your location. It should come a step lower. your LinkedIn, you only wrote your name. It's not clickable. You didn't add the link. You didn't embed the link to your LinkedIn profile. You need to do that. Your professional summary. Let me quickly read the dynamic, collaborative, skills, personal, 2 years of work experience, stakeholder communication, lead generation, premium customer service. Uh, Okay, so this is okay, right? But then you need to rewrite it. It seems like a lot, but you need to rewrite it. The recruiters look for dynamic, collaborative sales person, right? You might just write this, but then it does not align with the keywords that recruiters are using. So you might need to Google sales internship roles in Lagos or remote sales roles, right? Look for the adjectives they use to qualify the titles they are looking for. Right. So sales personnel with almost 2 years of work experience. So now if I were to rewrite it, I'll say collaborative sales personnel with uh, almost 2 years. Okay, why did you say almost? Can we scroll down to see your experience? January 2023 till now. That's 1 year. Okay, so you have just one work experience.
Um,
I
yes, I actually do. But I
okay.
also have like a volunteering role. I did
you,
not have
you
that.
can add your volunteer role. So I need to mention that sometimes for especially for entry level professionals or people who are looking out for internship roles, you might not have work experience, all of the work experience that you need for your CV, but you can create them through um probably internship you did during school. They are valid. Volunteer roles, they are valid. Add them as was work experience. Probably you helped your mom in her shop as a salesperson. It is a work experience. I've had CVs where they didn't even have any work experience. So I just asked them questions. Does your mom have a shop? Have you sold something for her? Some will say, oh, I only sell wig online. Yes, you were a salesperson. You did customer service. It's just that you didn't do it in a structured environment, right? So you have experience. So we will shape all of that, package it into work experience. And by the time they go for interviews, they're able to speak and say, I sold number of products. What type of products? I sold fashion products, right? They're able to talk about it in a structured way, right? So if you have volunteer experience, please add them. So I was saying collaborative sales personnel with almost 2 years of work experience in lead generation, customer service. I would have said sales process, but I don't know if you've handled the entire sales process before, right? So let's just leave it at customer service. So we would now continue and say um worked as a customer success intern at a global what type of company is this on bug QA? Depending on the type of company it is, I could say worked as a customer success intern at a global tech company and achieved blah 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 or learned blah 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 blah, then I would now say um what's the word now? I wanted to say proficient in negotiation, B2B sales, creating pitch decks and managing client expectation or managing clients needs, right? Then I would now say looking to leverage, sorry please, my background is a bit noisy. Looking to leverage sales performance, sales experience, or I can say something like technical and non-technical here, looking to leverage experience with technical and not technical sales process in a tech company or something like that. Just look for a way to leverage all of the transferable skills you have. Then I think you should write this better. It should be a paragraph instead of having about three separate paragraphs here. So it should just be one. Then your work experience. Please let's come down. I feel like this is lot of words. You can break them down. This second one is lot of words. This first one I can see, in addition to a 15% increase in revenue, our collective effort led to the company. Nah, take away this collective effort part. The focus is on you, right? uh just say how your own effort led contributed to this 15% increase. So instead of saying as a part of a team of three, you can say collaborated with a team of three sales professional in achieving 15% increase in revenue for a software product, a fashion software product, a CRM software product, something like that. Attending events and workshops in the tech industry not only expanded my knowledge, but nah. Wait, are you still working in this role?
Yeah, she's present.
Okay. So it should be something around um represented the company at tech events leading to something. I want to tie it into building relationships for your company, something like that. Look for how to um rewrite this. Function as the first point of contact with clients. I created a unified approach centered on understanding the 20% increase in customer retention. So this part could just be like created a unified approach to increase customer retention by 20%. And you tell us how you did it. You mentioned that you understood their needs and you tailored solutions to match them. So you should, what I'm just saying is reduce these points. They're a bit bulky, right? You should look for a way to reduce them. Can we go down a bit? So the skills here, you have soft skills. So your technical skills should come up first, right? In your technical skills, I can see data analysis, CRM software. Data analysis is not the first skill you need as a salesperson, so it should come down. It is sales that is the major thing that you need. So this your sales process management should come first. Negotiation skills should follow. Social selling follow. CRM follow. Product knowledge varies because if you're going to another company, you're going to learn about a new product, right? So data analysis should come down. Soft skills should come down. Soft skills should be after the tools, right? So it should be technical skill, tools, then soft skill. Yeah. So we can scroll. I love how you listed all of your tools. I love it. But then what tools are most relevant to sales first before putting this on? So the ones that are relevant first are Zoro, Apollo. I don't know what contact out is, but I assume that it will be like a CRM tool, then
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Those ones should come first, right? Titi, you're saying something?
So yeah, contact out is the prospecting tool, the sales tool.
Okay, so it's a sales tool. Your sales tools should come first. All of your sales tools should come first before you list collaboration tools, right? But I love how you listed them out. This is very good. Education, ALS, cloud computing, the Bachelor of how relevant is cloud computing to sales?
If you're
Titi,
selling with
I'm
cloud
asking Titi,
computing, if
right?
you're selling, for a product that does, if you're selling for a company that does cloud computing, so for example, if you sell for AWS cloud or you sell for Azure, then it's important. Or you're selling for a company that is an aggregator or that is in partnership with such business, or you're selling to a normal
Yeah.
company, like let's say you're selling to a regular fintech,
Yeah.
then so it just boils down to what you're applying to. So if you're
Okay.
applying to a company that is in partnership with these companies and then proficiency in cloud computing is important, then this is important.
Okay.
If proficiency in it is not important, to the company that you're trying to apply to, then it doesn't have anything that it's doing on your CV.
Okay. So it's cool on the CV, right?
If you're applying to a company that it concerns, if it doesn't concern
Okay.
them, it doesn't do anything for them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense then. Certifications, green digital skills, off-spot sales enablement. I would prefer if you put your off-spot sales enablement first before this other one. So
Right.
when you are arranging your CV, you should always think in terms of relevance first. What is most relevant to the job title that you are targeting? That should be top of mind before adding every other thing. So I would advise HubSpot sales enablement course should come first, followed by this customer relationship management, then followed by your cloud essentials and the green digital skills. And then for your skills, you need to tell us when you got them, what year did you get them, right? Then probably the institute or the course provider name. Yeah. I think that will be all. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shio. And yeah, praise, please, the summary. Shio, what do you think? I feel like it can be shortened. It's a lot.
Yeah, that was what I mentioned.
Oh,
I
okay.
asked her to shorten it. Yeah, I already did.
All right, I think we're going to the last for the session. Hi, Sunday. What role are you looking at? What role are you currently, working in? What role are you looking to move into?
Okay, hi everyone. So, currently,
Hi, Sunday. We can't hear you.
I'm currently a team lead at a
Yes, voice faint.
Okay, so sorry. So I'm currently a team
It's
lead
clear
and
enough.
relationship manager, and I aim to look for other roles in client relationship management roles as well in other fintech companies.
Okay. Hi, Sunday. Um, well structured with significant background in customer service, blah blah blah, account management. Okay, this is nice, but then yeah, well structured expert. What does that mean?
So yeah, I feel like I overhyped myself there because I still have less than 3 years worth of experience, but I felt like I needed to actually do that. That's why.
No, it's not even about the number, the years of experience now, right? I'm just saying, what does well structured mean, and is that a keyword that is associated with sales? That's what I'm referring to, right? Obviously it is not, but I get what you're trying to say, right? So it would be nice to say, please remind me, what role did you say you're targeting again?
And something along the lines of client relationship management in a fintech company, preferably in Nigeria.
Okay, so client
Okay.
relationship manager, right?
Management, yeah.
No, I'm saying the title you're targeting now. So it would be client relationship manager role, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will now say client relationship manager. I mentioned it earlier that the title you are targeting should be part of your summary. and it should be on top before you write this your summary. It helps with ATS, right? Client relationship manager with over 3 years of experience in customer service. If I were to be the one, I wouldn't have started listing customer service account management skills. I would have said client relationship manager with over 3 years of experience in handling over 50 accounts in the finance industry, right? Has expertise in customer service, account management, and sales,
Okay.
right? What's this one? Has history of elevating customer loyalty and contentment, resulting in augmented revenue. What's augmented? Augmented revenue while being detail oriented. Mm. I get what you're trying to say, but I feel like there are better ways of saying this. So, how about we say, as expertise, um, mm, okay, sometimes I do say recognized for achieving customer loyalty, increasing revenue. Augmented is sounds like a big word to me. I prefer simplicity, right?
Okay.
Resulting in increased revenue, um, and nurturing relationships, right? Establishing trust via proficient communication. Please take out this part. My
Okay.
enthusiasm lies in contributing innovative marketing strategies. Are you a marketing person?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Can you hear me now? My
yes,
internet
I
went
said
out for a
yes, I
bit.
am. That's part of my job requires me to also do some marketing activities. That would bring in like
Okay, that's fine then. Okay. My enthusiasm lies in contributing. Instead of saying my enthusiasm lies in contributing, why don't you say proficient in developing innovative marketing strategies for brand growth and customer satisfaction, something like that. Then you can just chip in a little bit of your achievements. Let's say recognize for increasing customer satisfaction or quality service by 100%, or recognize for, I don't know what it is, recognize for managing 10 accounts with, I don't know, I'm looking for a better way to put it. Let's just say you were able to manage resources, something that couldn't have been achieved before, something like that. Just put it in.
okay.
Skills and abilities. Then your LinkedIn account, right? I understand that a LinkedIn session would be coming up, right? So for your LinkedIn account, it would be nice to take out the numbers at the back of this LinkedIn, right? So that it looks very crisp and clear. So you go to your LinkedIn profile, go to your profile, click on edit public profile. You will remove these numbers, right? So that it will just be only your names.
Okay.
um Skills and ability, sales and marketing. You are targeting client relationship management role, so I expect that the first skill should be client relationship management. That's what you are targeting. Then other skills under client relationship management should be top of mind. So you could Google client relationship manager roles in Lagos and look for the skills they are looking out for. But then you currently work as a business development manager, right?
Yeah.
Collaborated. I have a question. You are
Go ahead.
targeting client relationship management, right? and your current role is business development manager, right? Are they the same thing?
So the reason I did that was because I, based on the job offer, was as a business relationship officer, but
Hmm.
basically my day to day is as a business development manager. Because, like I mentioned, I part of what I'm now required to do is some like 60% marketing side of it, bringing in on new clients, and the remaining 40% is the management of those clients. So basically, I just felt like business development manager will be an infusion of both. That's why I just chose to use as the work experience.
So thinking about it now with this explanation, it seems like you are more of a sales and marketing person, right?
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to say you're a sales and marketing professional than saying you're a client relationship manager. Client relationship management is also a skill under sales and marketing. So all of the customer service, account management, sales, business development, account management, they could fall under sales and marketing. So for you to be able to cover all of these things, I would advise you use sales and marketing professional on as your title, then have all of those skills that you are targeting. Because if you use client relationship manager, you have streamlined it into a niche,
Okay.
right? So it's better you have sales and marketing professional on your CV so that it covers all of the business development. Because looking at it now, if you start with client relationship manager, right? I now come here to your work experience and I see business development manager, then I'm wondering how, right? So to be on the safer side, I think sales and marketing works for you than saying client relationship. Yeah. So business development manager collaborated with so the first role of a business development manager, don't let you're saying something, Titi.
No, not at all.
Okay. So just to be sure of what your role is meant to be, I want to quickly search for business development manager, what you are meant to do. So I can see you um play a role in defining and executing sales strategy, leading sales team, and managing key accounts. So if you're going for a role like this, I would have expected to see the first thing on your job responsibility would be collaborated with cross-functional team in um developing and executing sales strategy for that particular product that you're working on. Then your next responsibility could be trained a sales team of 5 in managing key accounts, blah 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 blah. Then probably something around you are responsible for developing the positioning or closing business relationships. What I'm just trying to say is before you write job responsibility, I mean before you write the responsibilities for your role on your CV, always read through job descriptions. That is how I write CVs for my clients. Read through job descriptions so that you're not just writing what you think makes sense to you alone, so that it can make sense to the recruiter too, right? So that you know that you are in alignment with what is obtainable out there, right? And then you have just 2022 year, but we can't see when you started. Are you still on this job? We need to know, right? So you could put something like January 2021 till present, or if you are done with the job, then you just end it. And then I need to mention something about dates on CVs, right? If you are still searching for a job, I don't always advise that you end your current role. So, for example, let's assume that Sunday has left this Unified Payment Service Limited and is looking for a new job. I would not advise you to say you have left the job already. Reason is because recruiters could be very biased, right? They might say, "Oh, you left the job already. Why did you leave? How many months did you spend there?" All of those questions, and they will look for a way to just take you out of the job process, right? So I will always advise you leave it as present, even though you've ended the job and you are looking for a new role, right? So the next one is operations manager. You don't have enough job responsibilities on this one. You need to add a little bit more, probably just 2 or 3 more. Certifications, institute of blah blah blah. Achievements. Your achievements should have come under your work experience, especially if the achievement is for the business development role. So I would advise you put it under the work experience. Mm. But then it seems like a lot, so you can just trim it a bit.
Okay.
Mm, mm. I think that would be all. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
and I think I have something against the alignment. The
Yes, the alignment
the
too. Yes, yes.
is really off.
Mm.
Yeah, they can be rearranged so that it's because a lot of times people are like very tired. They are reviewing so many CVs at once. Or at least I'm not an HR person, but when I'm recruiting for any of the departments that I lead, I'm having to like check out a number of CVs. So these people, you want to think about it, they also have their own jobs that they're doing, especially like the head of the teams. They don't really have that much time. So just think about it. The most tired person in this life, when they see my CV, are they going to feel tired to look at it, or are they going to feel like, this is nice, even in their tired state? Do you get? I think that's something to like always think about. Just imagine that you're dealing with a tired person, you're dealing with somebody that is exhausted, you're dealing with someone that's viewed so many CVs in that day. When they see mine, are they happy to look at it, or just one small thing like this, we just tell them, I beg next, do you get?
Yeah, I do. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Shion. Thank you so much for making time out for us today. It is something Shion charges for. In fact, it's a whole business. Thank you for spending this much time and then going through this much CV. For everyone who would like to have a recording of this, to just go through so that they're able to make corrections for their own CV, we're going to be dropping the recording to this session in the Slack channel. If you are not on the Slack channel, I already pinned the channel to the chat box, but let me just drop it again, just in case for some reason technology has failed me and you can't see it. So we're going to drop link to the recording and also to the slides, just so that you're able to go over it and also use these things to fix your own CV. However, if you love to connect with Oluwaseun, she's a LinkedIn woman.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a LinkedIn woman. I'm also available on Instagram. I'm in a season of making new friends actually, so I'm open to meeting new people and then having new friends actually. Yeah.
I just
So
dropped our channel. I'll be at
yeah,
profile link.
yeah. So you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me
Yeah.
on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. She
Thank
also
you.
runs, an employability, business and all of that. So if you want to check them out as well, this is it here. So if you want, a deeper session that says, you know what, just rearrange this thing with me. Don't just tell me what to do as well. They do that as well. So thank you so much, Shion. We really appreciate, you making time out to help us do this. Despite being under the weather. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It's an honor to be here, right? So, my joy is that we don't just do this, right? My joy is that you go back to make all of the corrections And then my biggest joy is that you get good jobs. Good jobs. I mean good jobs, right? I love good jobs. So that's my deepest desire, right? Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me. I'm grateful. Thank you, Titi. Thank you,
I'm
Dara.
more grateful. Thank you.